Yeah, so when the conversation is difficult or contain the hate or whatever, in the healthiest ways, it's a part of a positive experience. And what we recognized was for maybe as long as people have been people, the thought of doing something bad or the intention to do something bad in terms of harm against another person, mass violence, targeted violence, harm against oneself, is often been shared in discrete or not so discrete ways. Historically, you go back, decades and decades and decades, and when someone's done something bad, they've often talked about it. They've told their best friend, they've journaled it, they've written a manifesto, all of that as such. About 20 years ago, Dr. Mary Ellen O'Toole, who at the time was an FBI researcher and an FBI agent, wrote about school violence, this concept of leakage, this idea that before someone, before a violent actor acted on what they were going to do, they leaked it in some way, and they communicated it to a friend or a teacher, or we saw in the tragedy with at Virginia Tech with Sung Cho in the shootings, the what was written in his English papers, and all of this is fairly ubiquitous, right? Whether you're Ted Kaczynski and the manifesto for the Unabomber, or you're thinking of taking your own life and you've now journaled about it. The challenge, though, has been as the conversation moved online and we ended up in a digital space, social media, that leakage moved onto social media. And before we came along, it was near impossible with any kind of consistency to pay attention to that digital conversation in a way that's respectful, but looking for those signals of harm. So we've, we work with universities and colleges and school districts across the country, and we identify, in essence, leakage. And it's not just about potential violent acts. It's outcries for help. It's people who are crying out for help and attention, and we want to be able to connect them, because something, again, you said earlier was that it's about relationships and engagement, right? And knowing. And we believe that schools are the safest they can be when every student has a responsible adult who cares about them. And so for our ability to identify that potential leak or that leakage and share it in a timely manner so that the school, the university, the college, the K-12 school can reach out to that person and say, hey, look, we saw this, we're aware of this, are you okay, can we talk, how can we help you? In some instances it ends up in potentially criminal activity, depending on what they posted. In many instances it's, I want to help you, and you seem to want some help, so can we talk? And that's where we built our understanding of the need. So kind of taking your perspective of people are unhappy, they're dissatisfied, customer service, and so on and so forth, and then there might be a point in time where that kind of transitions over to acts of potential violence or such. We want to be able to help with that. And again, it's because, to your point earlier, the conversation in society has gone digital. We're all online.